Tombstone, Arizona Territory, July 1, 1887.
I said half in advance. I meant spending money, not this.
Would you prefer I contact someone else, Mr. Reardon? Well?
He'll be on a slab before dark tomorrow. Look, I know it ain't no business of mine, but what do you got against Hollister?
Nothing at all. I hardly know the man. I merely wanted to find out what would happen if two such men as you and Sheriff Hollister met on even terms.
You saying you want me to call him out gun to gun?
Well, I'm not paying you $500 to shoot him in the back. As a matter of fact, you're missing a golden opportunity. I saw him downstairs in the lobby just now.
You're loco, Plum, dog loco.
Well, that's the way it has to be, face to face. You do want the other half of that bill, don't you?
You want that kind of shootout, you do it yourself. Come to think of it, I don't have to shoot nobody for the other half of this bill. Unless it's you.
I underestimated you, Mr. Reardon. Of course, I'll pay you. Oh, I'm glad you came, Sheriff. I think I killed him.
All right, get back to your rooms.
He is dead, isn't he?
Yeah, he's dead. Maybe you better tell me what happened.
Well, he forced his way into my room at gunpoint and tried to rob me. I had to do it. Poor fellow.
Well, this poor fellow just happens to be Deke Reardon, a known killer. Could be you've done the territory a favor. Good heavens.
Tombstone Territory. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Doesn't look counterfeit.
Might as well be. It's not worth a nickel without the missing half. Just a piece of paper. Unless Reardon knew that he was going to get the rest of the bill.
Well, it's too late now. Just goes to prove you can't take it with you.
Harris, what do you know about Armbruster?
One of Europe's foremost journalists. Now here to do a series of articles on the American frontier. Well, you know all that. What's bothering you, Clay? Why all the questions?
Something just doesn't sit right. Reardon wasn't a thief. He was a hired gun, a professional killer.
Are you suggesting he wanted to kill Armbruster?
Could be.
Well, I've heard some wild-haired things in my day, but this one tops the list. Your own words prove you're wrong. You said that Reardon was a hired gun, right?
Right.
Well, a hired killer has to be hired. Whoever does the hiring usually has a reason for wanting somebody killed. Now, who would want to have Armbruster killed?
Whoever has the other part of this.
And the reason? Whoever this mysterious somebody is, he must have some reason.
Well, one of my customers.
All right. That judge said I was supposed to hang Sheriff, not starve to death.
All right, anything special you want?
Yeah, a hacksaw and a gun.
Will you settle for a steak? Chicken?
Fried chicken?
Fried chicken.
Harlan,
Yeah, he's hungry.
when are you taking him up to Prescott?
In the morning. Harris, will you do me a favor? Will you talk to Armbruster, kind of feel him out? If somebody has ill will against him, he'll know who.
Yeah, I'll talk to him. I'll take him to dinner tonight, and I'll ask him if he knows who wants him dead for $500. You'll probably hear him laughing all the way here from the hotel.
All right, I'll be listening.
Thank you. That'll be all.
You know, come to think of it, there is one possibility.
You mean there is someone who might want to have you shot? Well, who, man? Who?
Well, he's threatened me repeatedly. Never imagined that...
Well, for heaven's sake, Armbruster, who is it?
My foreign editor. He's warned me that he'd have me shot on numerous occasions for not honoring deadlines.
Well, right now, I don't blame him. I'll report that to Hollister.
You're quite friendly with the sheriff, aren't you?
Oh, we get along most of the time.
You know, I read an article that you did on that Harlan case. You covered it very thoroughly last September, I think.
October 3rd to 7th.
Do you think you could prevail upon the noble sheriff to let me interview the Harlan boy?
Well, I'm afraid you're a little late for that. Sheriff's leaving with him in the morning for the capital.
Well, it's still quite early. How about tonight?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Clay's funny about things like that. Boys under a death sentence. Why do you want to see him?
Well, I intend to devote a whole series of articles on the sudden and violent deaths brought about by the criminal element in your great American West.
Well, let's go. I'll ask him.
Thank you, my dear colleague.
My pleasure, my dear colleague.
Well, the first couple of times, it's kind of scary, I guess. Because you never know whether that other fella might not be a little faster than you are. But then after a while, all that scariness just goes away. Gets real easy. Gets to be just like it was nothing. Nothing at all. And I could take any of them without even trying to, because I was top gun. You hear me, mister? Top gun. Nobody in this whole world can take Danny Harlan. Nobody.
Wasn't the money, was it, Harlan? You would have been the same without money, wouldn't you? You had to kill so you'd feel bigger and better than men, wiser and smarter than yourself. Isn't that the truth? You had to kill. Your miserable little ego demanded it. Isn't that right?
You let me alone. Go on, get out of here and let me alone.
What's wrong, Harlan? You afraid? Does the thought of the noose frighten you?
Shut up, will you? Will you just get out and shut up?
Don't whisper, Harlan. You're tough. You're a killer. People fear you. A man like you should roar, not whisper. You're a tiger, Harlan. You were a tiger when you were killing other men. Are you going to die like a bleating lamb?
I'll kill you. You hear me? I'll kill you.
That's it, Harlan. A tiger. Not a bleating lamb who's terrified of the butcher's steel. Die as you lived, Harlan, and 3 million people will read about your death and remember. Don't disappoint them, Harlan. Don't let them realize you were really a terrified sheep at heart who masqueraded as a tiger. We must help them believe what we want them to believe, Harlan. Don't let them down. Don't let them down.
300 miles of rugged mountain country. May not be Khyber Pass, but we have a healthy respect for it.
He's right, Armbruster. I've been through that country. It's no Sunday canter in the park.
Well, a little inconvenience is a small price to pay for a good article. It'd be interesting to compare the hangings at your territorial capital with those at our prisons in England.
Look, Mr. Armbruster, it's my job to get this man to Prescott, not run guided tours. The answer is still no. I'm sorry.
Look, Sheriff.
Good night, gentlemen. I'll get my sleep.
Newspaper men.
Good evening, Mr. Armbruster.
Why, Dr. Froelich, this is a surprise. It's a long way from St. Louis. What brings you here to Tombstone?
You, Mr. Armbruster.
Well, surely my article on your most excellent sanitarium wasn't that bad.
Your description of the mental processes of some of my psychopathic cases was very interesting.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, so interesting that I made it a point to acquire and read more of your writings.
You flatter me.
Flattery is not my intention, Mr. Armbruster. I haven't traveled 1,000 miles for that. You made a gentleman's agreement that you would remain in my care. Since you won't help yourself, I have come to help you.
Help me?
You're a very sick man, and you're aware of your sickness. It shows like a beacon in your writing.
Look here, Dr. Froelich.
No layman could have the inside of the criminal mind, such as you described in your article, unless he himself experienced such urges and pressures.
I appreciate your concern, Doctor, but I haven't the time to discuss it now. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have things to do.
I had hoped you would be cooperative. Come back to my sanitarium and let me help you.
It's getting late, Doctor. Do you mind?
Then I will have to help you despite of yourself, Mr. Armbruster.
And what do you mean by that?
I shall be forced to have you brought there.
I'm sorry you had to say that.
Let go! Let go! What do you think you're doing?
I regret the necessity of this, Doctor. I'd regret being committed to an institution even more.
July 5, 1887. Dan Arlen started on his final journey, 300 miles, to end with a 6-foot drop through the gallows trap.
Good morning, gentlemen.
I thought I told you I didn't want you along. I meant it.
I have no doubt of that, Sheriff, but as you Americans are so fond of declaiming, this is a free country.
Well, you're persistent.
Old world tenacity, Sheriff.
All right. I guess I can't keep you from tagging along, but there's no law says I gotta nursemaid you. You're on your own.
Of course.
What, he's going with us?
Like he says, it's a free country. Hold down the town. Let's go.
Well, have a good trip, men.
I fully intend to.
Oh, yeah. Swell trip. Hold it up. Make it a little easier for you. Run in front. I told you I wasn't going to nursemaid you, but you better save that. We got a long way to go to the next water hole.
You know, there's no sensation in the world like bagging your first tiger. You've never seen a Bengal tiger, have you, Sheriff?
Oh, tiger. Well, I've seen lots of mountain lions, but no tigers.
Oh, it's no comparison. In my opinion, the Bengal tiger is the king of beasts. Comparing him with an American mountain lion is like comparing a wolf to a lamb. I've always admired these wild creatures that struggle so fiercely for their freedom, preferring death to submission. No Judas goat leads them meekly to the butcher's blade. If they have to die, they die fighting. And I've known more than one that escaped what was thought to be certain death or capture.
Yeah, I suppose so. Come on, Harlan, finish it up. It's time to roll in.
You see them anywhere? They can't have strayed very far.
Yeah, over there. You get breakfast started while I round him up. Keep an eye on him.
All right. Well, are we a tiger this morning or a little lamb being led to the slaughter? Speaking of tigers, they need claws, don't they? Well, I'm waiting for your answer.
I ain't no stinking sheep, mister. You just let me get my hands on that gun, I'll show you what I am right off.
I might do that, under certain conditions.
You funning me. Maybe I ain't so smart, mister, but I ain't loco neither. You let me alone, you understand? You just let me alone.
You stupid old swine, keep your mouth shut and listen. That's better. Much better. One bullet. Make it count. You'll have money, a horse, and be over the border before the authorities know of your escape.
All that money in one little piece of paper.
Beat Hollister and you'll get the rest. If you lose, it won't matter.
I ain't gonna lose, because I've been practicing drawing from the belt since I was 10.
Here, take it. That one bullet must get Hollister if you want to escape the rope. Remember that. If he lives, nothing can save you.
Well, he ain't gonna live. And you can bet on that.
You might say I already have. Now make it look convincing. You're a tiger, Harlan, remember? A tiger.
Yeah, that's right. Tiger. What are you waiting for, Sheriff? Come on in. We got a little talking to do.
You haven't got a chance, Harlan. I got the horses and the key to your leg iron. You're playing a losing game. Now let Mr. Armbruster go and pitch the gun.
Ha! I got nothing but a noose waiting for me. No matter what happens, I can't be no worse off. I'll make a deal with you.
We fight it out, man to man. I'll put my gun in my belt, then you step out and we draw. Even. What about it, Sheriff? You got the nerve to try me? All I gotta do is wait, Harlan. Well, what about the newspaper gent? You forgetting him? I got a hanging out already, so it ain't gonna hurt me none if I blow his head off. Make up your mind, Sheriff. All right. Turn him loose.
He let go of me, Sheriff.
Harlan's gun in his belt?
It's in his belt.
All right. I'm coming out.
Go ahead. Make your play.
Is it bad?
No, it's just bloody. How about him?
Dead.
What happened, Armbruster? Seems like you gave him his chance to die a little sooner.
For the life of me, I couldn't say. One moment I was walking past him, the next he had my throat in a death grip, and my gun in his hand. Let's get that wound dressed.
There's some bandages in my saddlebag.
What is it, Sheriff?
Who did you expect to get killed, Armbruster? Or didn't it matter to you?
I'm afraid I don't follow your meaning.
I wasn't altogether wrong about Reardon up in your hotel room, was I? Who was he supposed to kill to get this half?
You, Sheriff. Nothing personal, of course. It was just a matter of observation, so that my writings could have that touch of realism for which they're so famous.
You'd pay to have a man killed just so you could watch it and then write about it?
Of course. But in doing so, I bring this moment of torment. Vicariously, of course, to 3 million readers, a fitting tribute for any man.
Well, it's too bad they won't be able to read your account of your own hanging.
I'm sorry, Sheriff, but I have other plans. First, I had to kill Reardon, then Dr. Froelich.
Dr. Froelich?
Oh, yes, I'm sure his body's already been found in an alley in Tombstone. Now, Sheriff, it's your turn. I'll say goodbye. It is mortal, isn't it?
I'd say so.
One might talk about observation. If I'd been a true student of the West or of gunfighters, this would never have occurred.
How do you figure?
That other gun you wear, I thought it was just a spare, or perhaps for show. I standing with a revolver in my fist. I never could have believed you would have outdrawn me with your left hand.
It's my business. Yours was writing.
Yes, and I had a great many things wrong, it seems. You know, I have no difficulty at all in speaking, and no great sensation of pain. Just a growing weariness. Not very much to write about, after all.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If you're past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, the night of July 15, 1884. I put the epitaph to bed and dropped in on Sheriff Clay Hollister. What are you doing? Adding up the day's take and fines?
Yeah, and deducting what it costs to feed the prisoners. Well, it's no wonder the jails are supported by the taxpayers. I just can't make a nickel.
You the sheriff?
That's right.
I'm from Sunglow. Logan and his gang taking over the town again.
Where's your sheriff?
Logan killed him.
I'll get him. Put him in the chair. Well, he's not hurt.
Pure exhaustion. He'll come around.
Yeah.
Clay, wait. I'm coming with you.
Look, Harris, this is law business, gun business.
Yes, newspaper business, too. I'm coming.
Well, all right, but you may be writing your own obituary.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. High noon of July 16, 1884 was one Sunglow wouldn't forget. Harvey Logan and his men had taken over the town. Lawless, gunslinging desperados helped themselves to anything they wanted.
Get your hands out of your pocket. Now you listen to me. My boys came to this town to have a little fun and lap up some of your hospitality. Now, ain't that clear enough?
Look here, you can't go around beating up people.
Who's going to stop us? You, Mayor?
The law, public opinion, decency. There'll be troops from Fort Huachuca here this time tomorrow.
By that time, we're going to be up in the hills. Now, why don't you people just leave me and go on about your business?
Maybe it would be better if we just went about our business, Mayor. I'm sure Mr. Logan and his men meant no harm.
No harm in terrorizing a town?
I don't like you. Now get him out of here. Now it's time for the rest of you boys to unwind. Whiskey!
Yes, sir.
Play this here piano?
Yeah, I play.
Well, let's play. What's the matter? Don't you want a little drink?
Do I have a choice?
Oh, I like you.
Made a mistake about you fellas.
Oh, now, how is that?
When I first saw you, I thought you were men, but I was wrong. You're animals, all of you.
Sure, we're animals, all of us.
Hey, Logan! Thought I told you to keep watching the road.
Well, I was watching all right, Logan. There's a couple of riders coming in from Tombstone way. One of them's wearing a star.
Oh. We're gonna have some company. You get back out in the street, and you make sure everybody clears that street, because we're gonna have a party, a real surprise party. Up, everybody!
We'll play later.
Now, these two riders that are coming into town, let's give them a big welcome. Come on.
quiet. Yeah, like back east. That's still just before a tornado hits.
Yeah.
That's far enough. Well, Clay Hollister. Tell me something, boys. Did you come here to join the local sheriff in his grave?
You've got just 10 minutes to hand over his murderer and then get out, Logan.
You hear that, boys? He's putting a time limit on our fun. I'm giving you just 2 seconds to drop your guns.
This'll catch up with you, boy. Just a matter of time. You can't take over a town.
I already have. You drop those guns down. Do just like I tell you, or there won't be no witnesses.
I believe you.
Get down. Hurry up!
What are you doing here, Logan?
Well, now, this ain't Tombstone, Hollister. And I ain't beholden to answer none of your questions.
Sun glows in the county.
Yeah, I know that. But me and the boys are celebrating. And you know something? You're just in time to join the celebration. I told you to hold it. Well, that's my kind of celebrating, Mr. Hollister. Now there's a new sheriff in the town, namely me. You go on, get him in the lockup. Take Horace Greeley with him.
Well, I still think you made a mistake not bringing a posse.
Look, Harris, you ride into a town with an army, you gotta fight. A lot of townspeople get killed.
Well, what do we do now?
There's only one thing to do. Sit down, relax.
Relax.
Well, you said you wanted a story. Go ahead and write it.
How about that? Hey, you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Logan.
Send that girl over here, the one playing the piano.
Yes, sir. Right away. Anna, Logan would like to speak with you.
You want to see me?
Yeah, sure, I want to see you. Pull up a chair and sit down, huh?
Well, thank you.
Have a drink?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? You know, as long as you're here, you're mine, right?
Why not?
Why not?
Let that girl alone.
Who's gonna make me?
Mr. Logan, I know this girl. Are you just going to stand there and let that animal do this?
Oh, I promised my boys a high time, honey. You wouldn't want I should break my promise, huh?
Listen, if you want any favors from me, you do one for me. Now make him let her go.
I like a girl with spirit. All right. Hey, Denver, let her go.
What are you talking about?
I said let her go.
Come on, kid, get out of here.
You shouldn't have done that, Logan.
You want an argument about it? You get on over to jail with Chris. And don't you leave there till I told you different. Where was we, honey?
I was just about to pretty up a bit.
Hey, that's a good idea. The prettier the better.
I'll be right back.
Who is it?
A friend. I have a present for you. Pull it out.
Thanks, friend.
I'm sick of sitting here nursemaiding that sheriff while everybody else is out having fun.
Yeah, well, I ain't having no fun.
You know, we ought to run that tin-horn lawman in here and work him over butt good.
Clay, hurry. Give me that stool.
Wouldn't do no harm to learn him a little respect.
You know, if we really took care of him, then we could go out and hurrah the town again.
Yeah, I like that.
They're coming in here any minute.
Let's go get him. Come on out of there, Hollister.
Don't move. Hey, where'd you get that?
You haven't got a chance, Hollister.
Get the guns, Sheriff. Inside.
You're building a big fire, Hollister.
I like it warm.
As many townspeople as you can. I'll meet you in an hour over there at the general store. And have them come in the back way. Look.
But, gentlemen, they'll be gone come morning. What's the sense in risking our lives and property?
Why, sure. Besides, they were just having a little fun.
Fun? Your sheriff's been killed. And today, a man by the name of Mabry was murdered. Would you care to tell Mrs. Mabry the boys were just having a little fun?
Well,
Don't you realize that your town's been taken over by a gang of criminals? Doesn't that mean anything to you? To any of you?
But, well, it's only for one night.
Clay, you just gotta be reasonable. What's the use of us risking our lives and our property?
That's exactly what the Romans said when the Vandals were at the gates just before they burned Rome. Well, I'm with you, Clay. All the way.
Thanks, Harris.
Sorry to be late, but it wasn't easy to get away.
Welcome. Friend?
Well, of all the nerve.
Yes, you're right, Mrs. Spence. This young lady does have more nerve and more courage than all of the rest of you put together.
Well.
Can I count on any of you?
I got a family, Clay.
A lot of you people fought Apaches when you first came out here. Now you're gonna let a bunch of yahoos take the town away from you.
The town will still be here after they ride off.
Yeah, but it won't be the same town. And you won't be the same people.
But we'll be alive, Mr. Hollister.
Don't bet on it. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. And ladies. I've had my say. You know they call Tombstone the town too tough to die? Well, they'll be calling Sunglow the town too scared to live.
Maybe I can help, Mr. Hollister. What can a saloon woman do?
You'd be surprised, madam. I'll bet you'd be terribly surprised.
I'm listening, ma'am.
Logan tells me I'm his girl. For as long as he's here, I am. Be at my place at 10. He'll be there. Until 10, then, Mr. Hollister?
Till 10.
Denver? Chris? Come out of there!
Logan, he tricked us. He had a gun hid.
You stupid fool! Somebody passed him that gun. They'll pay for that. We came to this town to celebrate, and we're going to celebrate. And then we're going to burn it to the ground. I'm getting thirsty. Come on.
What time's getting to be here?
20 minutes of 10.
What's the matter? Something bothering you?
I have to live here. If any of the townspeople see me being too friendly with you, I won't stand a chance in Sunglow.
Don't worry about it. When we get through, there ain't going to be no town.
What do you mean?
We're going to have us a fire, a real big fire.
Logan, all this noise is giving me a terrible headache. Why don't we go somewhere, away from here? Like maybe my house. You need to get some food in you, and I'm a good cook.
That's real hospitable of you. That's what I call real hospitality. Hey, quiet, everybody. I'm going to leave you boys for a while. Oh, and just a minute. If you see Hollister, kill him.
Just a minute. I have to let Murphy know where I'm going.
Don't keep me waiting.
Murphy? Time to stand up and be counted. They're going to burn the town. Tell Hollister he's in the general store and go in the back way. Smile, Murphy, smile.
A man can take just so much. Just so much. There she goes.
Logan with her?
She said he would be.
Who is it?
Name's Murphy. Bartender at the saloon.
Let him in.
Anna told me you were here. They're going to burn the town, Sheriff. Before they leave, they're going to burn it.
They all over there?
All except Logan. And they're all pretty drunk.
Yeah, well, maybe we can sober them up. You got a gun behind the bar?
Yeah. Will you use it?
I'll use it. Good enough. You go on back there. Me and my army here will be right over.
Strange, isn't it?
What's that?
How the only two people in town willing to defend it are a saloon woman and a saloon keeper.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Turn around, drop your guns. My men are covering you. What's the matter with you boys? He doesn't have any men.
Take him.
Any more? Keep an eye on him, Harris. I'm gonna go get Logan.
All right, over with the rest of them. Who ain't got no men?
Oh, come on, have another.
No, you don't.
Logan! Logan! Logan!
What do you want?
We got a ride. The boys are all shot up.
Why?
It's Hollister. We haven't got a chance.
Logan! Come on out with your hands in the air. Do like I say, Logan, you'll live longer.
You go around the back, we'll catch him in a crossfire.
No.
Go on, get down.
Logan! Are you coming out or am I coming in?
Supposing we settle this, Hollister. Just you and me.
All right. You called it. Give you one more chance to throw away the gun, Logan.
You ready, Hollister?
Make your move.
Sheriff Hollister, on behalf of a grateful town, I want to thank you.
Well, Mr. Mayor, if it hadn't been for this young lady, you wouldn't have a town. How about thanking her?
Mr. Hollister, Sunglow has no place for a woman like her. She's no better than the rest of the riffraff. And the way she carried on with that outlaw. You coming, Mayor?
Yes, dear,
Mrs. Spence. There are two kinds of women in the West. There's a nice, respectable kind like you, and there's Anna's kind of woman who just does with what she has. When a crisis came to your town, which kind got up and fought?
Well, Mayor.
Thanks again.
Anna, why don't you come to Tombstone? Make a new start.
No, Clay, it's like you said, there's her kind and my kind, and the town doesn't make any difference. Goodbye.
Goodbye, friend.
That's quite a girl. Someday they'll be writing books about women like her.
Yeah?
Come on, Horace Greeley. You got a story to write.
Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, May 31, 1885. Wait. Jake Conroy's back in town. I just saw him.
So?
The talk is he's back in town to kill you, since you were the one who sent him up.
Well, never expected to catch the two of you together. Must be my lucky day. Oh, Jake, I understand you're going to call me out. Don't listen to gossip, Hollister. I'm not here to kill anybody. Oh? Prison changed you, huh? Yeah. Clybourne, I want to run an ad in the paper. One of those one-liners. Expert wheelwright wants job. You? A wheelwright? I learned it at Yuma. You gonna run the ad or not?
Sure, I'll run it. I'm all for any man who wants to go straight.
And Hollister, if any joker wants to blame me for something again, you know better, see?
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. The morning of May 31, 1885 got off to a fast start. A man had been shot and killed on his way to work. Find anything?
Yeah, just that Bert was on his way to work. The killer waited for him to get by and then shot him. Must have stood over there.
How do you know?
Well, the ground's all mussed up, like he got fidgety waiting.
Well, here's a slug Doc Cunningham took out of his back. Not much to go on.
Great. Can't be more than a couple of 138-40s in town.
Old Bert Henry. Who'd want to kill him?
Maybe Harry Dunbar can give us something to go on. Looks like some folks are in for a spell of waiting for that baby. Also looks like I came to the right place at the right time.
Haven't I seen you before?
Maybe, maybe not. The point is, I'm a wheelwright. You need one bad.
Oh, no, I don't. I've got the best man in town, Bert Henry.
Well, Bert's not working here anymore. Somebody gunned him down.
Bert?
It was in Hollister's office when he was shot. Word is spreading all over town. That's why I thought... Hi, Harry. Well, you didn't waste any time getting here, I see. Somebody's got to take the fellow's job. Might as well be me.
Got any idea who shot him down, Clay?
No, not yet. All I know is he was ambushed on his way here. He died in Doc Cunningham's office.
Why would anybody want to kill Bert? He didn't have much money. I remember you now. You're Jake Conroy. You're a gunslinger. Well, I don't want any thugs around my place. Shove off, Conroy.
Now, Mr. Dunbar, I wouldn't take that tone. You're in a jam. You need me. Hollister, tell him I'm in the clear. That's right, Harry. He was in my office when it happened. He couldn't have done it. He was telling me that he spent his time up at Yuma learning to be a wheelwright.
I don't think that I could ever trust an ex-con.
Mr. Dunbar, have you ever been in prison?
Of course not.
then you don't know what it takes for a man to buckle down and learn a trade late in life. To tell himself he's going to go honest and above board.
All right, Conroy, I'll give you a break, but I warn you, the first false move and you're finished.
It's a deal, Mr. Dunbar. And in a week, you'll be begging me to stay. Let's see here.
Dunbar handles a lot of important business. Stage line, couple 3 mining outfits. Now Jake Conroy's working for him.
Oh, what's that got to do with anything? Don't you believe his story about going straight?
I don't know. Wheelwright is murdered. Jake's a wheelwright. So he steps into the dead man's job.
Well, you know, Jake couldn't have done the killing.
Yeah?
I think we have to give him a chance.
Kind of like recommending Billy the Kid for president of the First National Bank. I'll feel better if I check on him.
Don't seem warped to me. Looks like a fair to middling job.
What do you want?
George West been in? The West Consolidated Mining Company?
What about him?
When he comes to town, he leaves his buggy here. Saw him on Allen Street.
No thing about it.
Well, you work here. You know the customers.
I'm not in the habit of giving information to strangers. Now get out of here. Come on.
What's the trouble?
Get out.
What was it, Jake?
Just a bum asking questions. I didn't like his looks, gunslinger type. Look, told you I'd have her finished by quitting time. Give me a shot.
Hello, Mr. West.
How do you do?
Bartender, I'll have another drink at the table. Mr. West. Not till I had my say.
All right, what is it?
Remember me? Holby Jones. I used to be a miner. Before you accused me of stealing silver or before you had me sent to the pen for something I didn't do.
Well, this is preposterous.
You're gonna pay for what you did to me,
All
Mr.
right,
West.
head for the street.
I ain't packing a gun. You are.
I can fix that. Now, are you gonna go out in the street? I ought to break you in two. But I'm a peaceable man. I'm giving you one last chance to go out in the street.
You ought to break me in two, but you're yellow.
Somebody better go to the sheriff.
Yeah. Let Hollister pick up the pieces.
Jake, you're under arrest.
What for? I didn't do anything. He started it. I had to protect himself.
Don't give me that. Let's go.
Just a moment, Sheriff. He's right. That man mistook me for somebody else. He accosted me. This man stepped in on my behalf.
Thanks, Mr. West. Thanks. I got in trouble a few years ago. You know how lawmen are. Once they get you pegged, they hate to see you come unpegged.
Mr. West, you want to prefer an assault charge against this man?
No, no. Just lock him up and let him sleep it off for the night.
Real high and mighty, ain't you, Mr. West?
Let's go.
Good man, Hollister.
The best. Guess I'd be suspicious of everybody, too, if I had his job.
I'm grateful to you, Conroy. If ever you need work, come around and see me.
Thanks. But I'm working for Harry Dunbar right now. I'm a wheelwright.
Wheelwright?
I noticed that buggy of yours. Anytime you want it fixed, bring it around. I'll treat it right. We seen you, Mr. West.
Oh, Conroy, your gun.
No, thank you. Don't know why I wear it. I guess we've got to protect ourselves in Tombstone. We found that out.
We did find it out.
Thank you. I'd sure like to get my hands on whoever did that. You better report it to Hollister.
I intend to. First, I have to be sure if you can repair it.
I'll make it like new. It'll take a while.
Now, how long?
Well, the rest of the day if I rush.
I have a payroll I have to get out to the mine.
And Dunbar can lend you a rig for that. And then when yours is fixed, I can return it and pick up the other buggy.
Fine. Fine. That's real service.
My pleasure. Now let me handle this and you go get Hollister. Maybe he can nail that vandal.
Right.
Hello, Jake. Hello, Hollister. Anything you can tell me about Mr. West's buggy? Yeah? Two spokes busted, done with something heavy, I'd say, like a sledge. Straight grain dash. Nothing but the best for this job. You know who did it, of course. No, you tell me. The Holby Jones. Maybe. Oh, no maybe about it. Takes a bad man to break up something as beautiful as that buggy. You learn about a man when you fight him. He's a bad one. That's like a twin sister, huh? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You ever see a better matching job? I wasn't talking about the spokes. I was thinking about something else. Something else? Yeah. I'll see you later.
Save the leather. Hop in.
It's about time. You come by way of Tucson?
Not there, on the floor.
Nobody's gonna see me way out here.
We're not taking any chances. I've got the sheriff looking for you, remember?
You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to tell him I was the one who busted West's buggy.
Lie down. All the way.
Yeah.
Boy, this is sure a sweet running chariot.
Just another buggy.
You ought to be glad everything's running so smooth.
It ain't a bit smooth down here.
Oh, just think of Mexico. Wine, women, and money. We'll be living like a couple of caballeros.
I still got lumps from that fight. I've had the dirty end of this job all the way.
That's because you're not educated. You should take up a trade like me.
it's the report from Yuma on Jake Conroy. What do you know? Jake was a trustee. Exemplary conduct, learned a trade.
At least he gave us a straight story.
Released May 1st, along with an inmate by the name of Red River Tom. Left Yuma together, heading east. Uh-oh, listen to this. 5'11", slim, dark-haired, 32, speaks with a slight southern accent. Remind you of anybody? That story I gave you for the epitaph. Conroy's fight in the Crystal Palace with a stranger.
Hobie Jones.
Or Red River Tom, according to Yuma. These days, thugs change their name like you change your shirt.
Well, then if Conroy knew Jones, that fight in the saloon had to be staged.
Uh-huh. But you gotta go back one step further. Hobie killed Bert Henry so that Jake could get into a key job. Then the fight set Jake up with West. So naturally, when West's buggy was vandalized, he'd go to Jake. Let's get to Dunbar's.
Harry, where's Jake?
Oh, he's out, delivering the buggy to Mr. West.
At the mine, I suppose?
That's right. He'll be back soon.
No, Harry. Not unless we drag him back. Hello, Mr. West. Brought your buggy back.
It's fine. Fine. Finished early, didn't you?
Had to. Got traveling to do.
I begin to see it now.
Just do as you're told and nobody will get killed. Put the payroll in the sacks. We're going to take charge of it for you.
That wasn't necessary.
Yes, it was. Truss him up, Hobie. Make it fast. You've got to move. We'll take the good buggy. We're rich now. We're not going to ride in a livery stable rig.
How about the guard at the gate?
The boss will be driving. Hobie will be on the floor. I'll be beside you. Any false moves, and you get 2 slugs, one in the back and one in the belly. Now, let's go.
All right, Mr. West, you can pull up right here.
Someday they're going to catch up with you. If I have my say, you'll hang.
Pull up, I said.
Oh! Up!
Now go on, get down.
So you can put a bullet in my back.
He wants a murder charge against you. Get down. Now start hoofing it. Only take you a few hours.
Yeah.
We hit, we better trade this trap for a pair of fast horses.
Get rid of this fine buggy?
Not a chance. Running out of road.
Look, I know what I'm doing. Once I drove her herd down this trail, clear to Mexico.
When the guard gets to town, Hollister will be aboard the fastest horse he can find.
Look, who planned this?
You did?
Everything's gone fine so far, huh?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Hollister! Hollister! Hollister!
Make better time on foot.
Get out and walk, then.
Hollister will be gaining on us.
Look, we got a long lead. Hollister can't sprout wings.
Now, this is more like it. That's the one you were supposed to fix.
I told you to knock out a couple of spokes, not weaken the whole wheel.
No matter what I done, it's up to you to fix it.
It's up to you to fix Bird Henry, not to kill him.
Right, all right. We're just jabbing at each other. We gotta get out of here.
When you were harping about riding horses, now's your chance.
Carriage snags and no saddles?
Shut up and help me unhitch.
Get down!
Guard him, Harris. I never buck odds when they get too big, Hollister.
He's dead.
Too bad. 3 men could do a lot with 50,000. How about splitting it 3 ways?
You can never make it come out even that way, Jake. Harris, get his gun.
Oh, I'm glad you're a good shot. That was close.
Close for Jake. If I'd had more of a target, we'd have had another dead wheelwright.
Hold it here. That judge hauled off and threw the book at me.
You got off easy. You deserve the rope.
Yeah? I'd be in Mexico right now buying and selling judges like him if it hadn't been for that buggy wheel.
Cheer up, Jake. Takes time to make a master wheelwright. You'll have that time up in Yuma. The rest of your life.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, March 6, 1886.
Wait.
Oh, Harris. I was going to ask you to ride out with me, but, I see you're busy.
Just doing the rounds. Ride out where?
Going out to meet Sam Barrett. Thought I'd ride in with him.
Sam Barrett?
The newspaper man. Finest in the West.
Oh, I thought you were, Harris.
I've been writing about him for a week. Don't you read my...
You go on ahead. I'm going to stay around here. I got some things to do.
Sure. I'll see you later.
Oh, when he gets settled in, I'd like to meet him.
Welcome to Tombstone, Sam. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. Sam Barrett, a newspaperman from Denver, had been welcomed to Tombstone by a committee of one. A gunman who had shot and killed him on the road a few miles out of town. Pete! Barrett.
Where'd you find him?
Outside of town a few miles. I saw it, Clay.
You saw who killed him?
Vic Reel.
The man who works for Douglas Jason.
Pete, get our horses. You and I are going to ride out to Jason's place. Where have you been?
Don't talk to me like a 2-year-old, Jason.
Talk? I'll kill you if you do it again. Where have you been?
I've been out, riding around.
Where have you been riding?
Denver. I rode to Denver and I told the marshal that the Taylor gang's in Tombstone. I told him all that money from those train robberies is buried right here on the ranch. I told him because I want to hang.
Get back to the barn and go to work. Wait a minute. What's Jess doing coming back here?
How do I know?
The man ambushed riding into town. That newspaper editor saw the whole thing. He was there.
Nobody was there. He's lying.
You did it. You got the law on us. You made 4 years count for nothing.
Get down off that horse, Jess. Get down! Get down, Jess. Come on, get inside. Move. So now I've gotten me some orders to give Jason. You too, Jesse, and that goes for the rest of the boys.
You better give them fast, Vic. That sheriff is going to come riding in here any minute now.
And you're going to take care of him for me.
I am?
Yeah, you are. Just like my brother took care of you. He sat in that jail, and he waited, and he hanged, and he didn't talk.
Your brother didn't take any chance that I didn't, or that you or Jess here didn't.
Well, like I said, he didn't talk, and he could have.
We would have helped him, if we could have.
We didn't hang him, Vic.
I know you didn't. Sam Barrett did. Sam Barrett, the Denver newspaper man. You remember him, don't you? Ah, he did some fine, fancy preaching in that newspaper of his, didn't he? Ben's life, or innocent lives lost in a Taylor gang robberies. In case you forgot, the people listened to him, and they hanged Ben.
So you had to kill Sam Barrett. No matter what it cost us. All of us.
It wasn't supposed to cost nothing, Jason. I didn't plan on nobody seeing it happen.
They're here now, the sheriff and the deputy.
Now, you listen to me close, Jason. You too, Jesse. You get that newspaper man, you hear? Ain't gonna be no proof without no witness. I'm gonna go with the sheriff for 2 days. 2 days. And then I start talking. I tell all I know about the Taylor gang.
None of us could afford that. Put the gun away. You'll be out before 2 days.
Mr. Jason?
Sheriff Hollister.
I want to talk to your man here.
To Vic?
To Vic. You're under arrest. The charge is murder. Sam Barrett.
Well, you must be joking, Sheriff.
Barrett was ambushed on his way into town. There was a witness. He saw you.
Now, wait a minute. Who's Sam Barrett?
Just a man. Let's go.
Sheriff, Vic has worked for me ever since I've been in the territory. He's a good man. You're wrong.
We'll find out at the trial. Now, Mr. Jason, I don't know you very well, but I probably will before this is over. You can be very helpful if you want to.
I don't like it, Jason.
Oh, we'll get him out, Jess.
We'll get him out, because he'll wish he were back in. Vic Real is a dead man, any way you look at it.
You're gonna hang, Real.
For what?
I don't know why you did it, but you'll hang.
You're out of your mind, newsman. You're trying to sell a few papers. You better look for something else.
Hey, you dirty!
Tell him to get his hands off me, Hollister. Tell him!
Pete.
Your aim's still good.
Huh?
I asked whether your aim was still good.
Yeah, that's still good.
All right. And get that newsman. We have to do as our friend Vic says.
But why me? Why not Red or...
Because I said you.
So it started all over again, huh? I don't like it. 4 years now and no trouble. And now it's starting all over again.
This is the last. So your aim is still good, huh?
When, Jason?
Tonight. I know it seems meaningless, Harris, but everything has to have a reason.
Then what is it? There was no robbery committed, and Sam Barrett didn't have any enemies. At least not out here.
There was a motive. There had to be. This wasn't just a thrill killing. If Real had wanted that, he would have found something in Tombstone. He didn't need Barrett for that.
Then why Sam?
I don't know. But I'm going to find out.
Anything I can do to help, Clay?
No, you just get your paper out. Something will show up. For all these telegrams we've sent out, something's got to happen.
We could use a little luck.
Yeah, that's generally what we get. A very little.
March 8, 1886, early morning. Douglas Jason's plan of murder had failed. Vic Real was still lodged in the Tombstone jail, and Clay Hollister was taking every precaution to see that he remained there until he stood trial for the killing of Sam Barrett.
Jason has 3 or 4 other men beside Real. You know anything about them?
Yeah, but no more than you do, only by sight.
Well, that does it. All the flyers over 4 years old. Nothing there.
Why all the sudden interest in Doug Jason and his men?
Real has no other associations in Tombstone except them. Now, he kills a man. And somebody takes a pot shot at the only witness who can identify him as a murderer. He's important to somebody. When I find out more about his past, I'll know who.
You think Jason could be involved?
Well, anything is possible. What do we know about him?
Not very much. Came to Tombstone 4 years ago, before either one of us did.
And nobody from town has ever been out to his ranch. All the men he hired are supposedly from different parts of the country, and they never come into town, so we don't know anything about them.
Yeah. Well, I've wired every news source I have.
Yeah, and all my official ones. You know, Harris, this is something more than just a senseless murder.
How's the shoulder?
Gonna live, Pete.
Thanks. No replies at the telegraph office yet.
Old Jake's been doing more sending than he did when the governor was here.
He wants to know when you sleep.
Don't remind me.
You know, Axe's food hasn't gotten a bit better.
Boy, you sure are hard to please. You should feel yourself lucky that you're here to eat it at all. Listen to me. I got an idea.
What's that, Clay?
I got a hunch I know who's behind this. I think I can force him to make a move. One last time, Real. Why'd you kill Barrett? You answer, you're gonna save a lot of bloodshed.
You don't make good sense, Sheriff.
Look, boy, it's all over for you. You're gonna stand trial tomorrow, and you'll take what punishment the judge and jury decide is right for you. But you got a chance to do a decent thing. Maybe even save a life.
You get out of here, Sheriff. I don't have to talk to you about nothing. You think you get it all figured out, haven't you? Well, there you go. Be surprised.
You're the one who's gonna be surprised. I have got it figured out.
Vic Reel had refused to talk, and Clay Hollister, in an effort to uncover the motive behind the killing of Sam Barrett, decided on a plan of action. Douglas Jason was to be the starting point.
It's a fine-looking cattle, Jason. Ought to bring a good price. Must be money in ranching. I decided I'm going to get myself one.
Why not? You figuring on grabbing your share and leaving?
Yep.
Well, it's time for it. Where are you heading?
Mexico.
There's just one more thing to be done. Vic. He'll be out soon. Why don't you take him with you? Long, hard ride to Mexico? Anything could happen on the way.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I took care of that newspaper man. That's it. That was the last. I got money now. I'm like you. I'm gonna live right.
After you take care of Vic. Nobody else leaves the ranch, not yet. Nothing unusual is gonna happen. Everything stays just the same.
What do I get out of it?
What we all get. No more trouble. A ranch in Mexico.
All right. But I swear this is the last. What does he want?
Who?
The sheriff.
Back to work.
Mr. Jason.
Oh, Sheriff.
One of your men told me you were out here in the barn.
What can I do for you?
Reel's trial starts tomorrow. We have a lot of questions we'd like to ask you. I told you could be very helpful.
Tomorrow?
Yes, the circuit judge rides in the morning, and Reel will be the first order of business. You see, somebody's trying to stop this trial before it gets started. So I figure the sooner the better.
Well, who's trying to stop it?
I don't know. But somebody took a pot shot at my witness last night. Luckily, he wasn't killed.
Well, I'm afraid I can't help you, Sheriff. Vic has only worked for me a couple of years.
4. 4 years.
Yes, about. I mind my own business. I don't know much about Vic, but what he does is really his own affair.
Well, be at the trial anyway, 11 o'clock.
Oh, I'll be there. I don't like trouble, Sheriff.
Neither do I. So there's not going to be any. I have my witness in protective custody, and I'm riding out this afternoon to see the judge safely into town. See you tomorrow.
I asked Red to round you up fast for a reason. The Taylor gang has one last job to do.
Wait a minute, Jason. You never told us that.
Shut up and listen, Red.
The man who saw Reel kill Sam Barrett is still alive. He was only wounded. Sheriff has him in jail in protective custody.
Then let Jess go back and do it right. Why should we stick our necks out?
Shut up and listen. Reel goes on trial tomorrow. Sheriff is riding out to meet the judge this afternoon. He won't be back till tomorrow morning. You all know what'll happen if that trial ever gets started. Because once they start asking questions, they'll never stop.
Then let's clear out now. Let's split the money and go.
No. But no then for sure. They got us all identified. There'll be no more hiding out. We gotta do it, Red.
Do what?
You'll keep your mouth shut and listen, I'll tell you. We get the witness and Vic and anybody else in that jail that can identify us.
They'll know we did it.
How? They'll have nothing to go on, Red. This is going to be very good, like a citizens committee, all worked up by this newsman's editorials. The citizens will simply be taking justice into their own hands. The editor will get killed accidentally. I don't want a lot of stuff in the newspapers every day about why did this happen and who's behind it.
Who takes care of Vic?
We all do.
How?
We hang him. Right in his own cell. Just as a good citizens committee would do.
We're all set here. How about it? You still think it'll work?
Oh, I sure hope so.
Pete? Yeah?
Come on in here a minute, will you? Harris, I'll bet my last dollar that Barrett's killing is gonna uncover something real big.
Yeah, Clay.
I want to go over this just one more time. Now remember, the main thing is for you not to make a move until I do.
Dawn, March 9, 1886.
Jason, tell your men to drop their guns. You're surrounded. I've got you in a crossfire.
Drop your pistol. Captures Taylor gang.
Couldn't be much bigger, could it?
Now what? Say, how's her shoulder?
Oh, fine. You know, the Taylor gang was one of the most notorious train robbery crews in the West. And they say it was Sam Barrett's newspaper crusade that made them stop. I only wish he could have known this.
Well, maybe he does.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
July 24, 1883. Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Harris? Quint? Clay, I'm glad you're back. There's something you ought to know. Fine, in a minute. First, I want you to meet somebody. This Gay Monahan, Harris Clyburn, editor of the Epitaph. It's my deputy, Quint.
Miss Monahan?
All right, Smokey, line him out. Clay. Miss Monahan's a lawyer from the East. He's come out here to practice.
Well, welcome to Tombstone, Miss Monahan.
Thank you.
Miss Monahan, we'll stop by my office first. I'll take you over to your rooms at the Russ house.
Clay, listen,
I got you covered, Big Jim. Stand right where you are. Don't move any closer. Keep your hands away from your guns. Now, you're going to eat these lies you gave to the paper about me. You're going to take them back. What's it going to be, Big Jim? This or this?
It's going to be either one.
Are you on his side, too?
I'm not on anybody's side.
That includes your side, too, mister. Now, you stay out of this, Clay. I'm warning you.
I want to see you down at the office. Harris?
Come on.
Who knows, Sheriff? You might have just saved my life. It was Feeney's life that I was trying to save. I don't know you, mister, but I think you should know that in Tombstone we like even odds, especially in a gunfight.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory.
Maybe I was a little overly excited at first, but I ain't excited now, and it's about time you got back from where you've been. I want you to arrest Clyburn here and Big Jim Gerson for printing them lies about me.
Feeney, I was quoting Gerson. That's my duty as a newspaper man. That doesn't mean I hold with his views.
Well, listen to this. Big Jim Gerson, president and principal stockholder of the Congress Mine, has dispensed with the services of Feeney Spindler, mine superintendent, since the strike was made 3 years ago. Gerson returned for the first time in 2 years from the east, where he's been making his home, to investigate an alleged slump in the ore output from the Congress. No charges will be brought to bear. What, that's the same thing as calling me a thief.
Possibly slander and libel.
What was that?
Nothing. Just thinking out loud.
Besides, there ain't been no slump in the output from the Congress. I ought to know. I've been there myself all the time.
You know, Feeney, what you need's a lawyer, not a sheriff. Miss Monahan here just happens to be one.
One what?
A lawyer.
You mean she's a female lawyer?
If your statements are factual, Mr. Spindler, I would suggest you're serving Mr. Gerson immediately with a writ, ordering a cease mining operation until you can arrange for a hearing before the board of directors of the mine.
You would?
Yes. And mind you, I'm speaking as a registered member of the Vermont Bar.
Bar?
The Lawyers Association, and one of the finest in the country.
Why don't you leave it that way?
Sir?
I guess most men like girls with curls.
Well, I am not interested in what most men like, Mr. Clyburn. I adhere strictly to the rule, never mix business with pleasure. If you're interested in retaining me, Mr. Spindler, the writ will be ready first thing in the morning.
Well, I don't know. I ain't never seen a lawyer before who didn't wear pants. I mean,
Your meaning is quite clear.
All right. It's a deal. You're hired.
Fine. Sheriff,
Ma'am?
if you will bring a witness, preferably someone not associated with the law, you can call for the writ in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Good day, gentlemen.
I ain't never caught much of women myself. That's why I never got married.
It occurs to me that a bachelor misses something.
Well, take a look at that, would you? You know where that ice wagon's been? Up to the Congress, that's where. After returning from 2 years in the East, Mr. Gerson has to have his ice every day. Yes, sir.
Gerson has a private supply of ice stored in the ice house for his own use exclusively.
That ice house is practically overflowing with it.
Ice. Grown man like Big Jim Gerson taking his drinks mixed with ice in them. It's downright improper.
Harris, there's no need for both of us to go in. I'll just go see if she's out.
Oh, Miss Monahan is up. I'll just wait here and watch and listen.
Uh-huh. Morning.
Why, I must look a sight. It took longer than I planned. Almost all night, in fact. Oh, you'll have to have this court approved. Just any presiding signature will do.
Any presiding signature?
Yes. Oh, I mean a judge. Just any presiding judge. Sheriff? Is there something the matter?
Oh, nothing I can think of, ma'am. It's just your hair. I kind of like it this way. Morning, ma'am.
Sheriff, well, I often wear my hair this way. Well, I wouldn't want you to think that I had rearranged my hairdo just for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Clay? Wait for me. I'm going along. Don't tell me there's a law against it, because I know there ain't. I just want to see Gerson's face when you serve that writ on him.
All right, let's just get this approved.
Spread out!
Put it away.
Clay Hollister, you make me sick. Why don't you let me shoot?
Well, mostly because you're a bad shot.
Sheriff, want to see Gerson? Come ahead!
Sorry, Sheriff. Just a warning shot. Didn't know it was you.
Not much you didn't know it was us. I'd like to see you flat instead of upright right now.
Yeah. There's going to be no trouble. I told you that before. And the first person who starts it will answer to me.
Bravo, Sheriff. Spoken like a man of conviction. Oh, you are a man of conviction, aren't you, Sheriff?
I'm convinced about some things. Others I let ride until they're proven. I'm hoping that this will help prove something.
Feeney, you're stale. Not old, just stagnant. Why, you haven't grown with an idea since I first met you. As far as I'm concerned, you or any other man without growth might just as well be dead.
Well, I'll show you how dead I am.
Harris. Mr. Gerson, ideas don't always help a man grow. Boot Hill is just full of small men with big ideas.
Here comes the ice wagon, Mr. Gerson.
It's a long, dry ride back. Before you go, perhaps you'd like a drink, chilled with ice.
That's where I'd like to see you, Gerson, on ice. Now, don't keep that gun-happy squirrel of yours away from me. That's where he'll end up, on ice. I'll see to it personally.
Perhaps some other time.
There'll be another time.
Looks like maybe Newton was wrong.
Newton?
Yeah, Sir Isaac.
According to his theory, a wagon with ice should make a deeper track than a wagon without ice.
These tracks leading out are deeper.
Maybe Newton knew what he was talking about. July 25, 1883.
Shall I send for Mr. Gerson?
I already have. Come on, I can't get in with you standing in front of it.
Down here, Sheriff.
Yeah, he's frozen to death. Must have been there all night.
I was in town. I heard you were looking for me.
Yes, I'd like you to make an identification.
Dusty. Frozen solid.
Must have been hit on the head before he was deposited here.
Dusty's a good man. Have you arrested Feeney yet? Now, both you and Clyburn were there yesterday when Feeney threatened to do this.
I don't usually arrest a man just for making threats.
Oh? But you do arrest people for murder, don't you, Sheriff?
Usually.
Good. Then you can detain Feeney. You can also tell the prosecution that I'll be at the trial as a witness.
But this whole thing's a frame-up. I tell you, I'm innocent.
Mr. Spindler, you are merely being detained, not arrested for murder. But if you don't stop shouting and help, it's just possible that you might hang.
I tell you, I'm innocent.
There it is. Let's go.
Bird. Come on down. Give me the line.
You know, you don't look so well, boy.
Why? I feel all right.
Oh, well, a lot of people feel all right, and then just like that, they're gone. But you needs a little rest. We're going to see that you get it.
Well, Sheriff, what can I do for you?
Serge Gray isn't feeling too well. I'm helping him out with his ice delivery.
Oh, that's real nice of you, Sheriff, but we don't need any ice today. Still got plenty left over from yesterday.
You sure?
Mm-hmm, quite sure.
Well, then maybe you'd like something delivered back to town?
No, nothing, thanks.
Anytime.
do you think? Of course, the tracks are lighter since we dumped the ice, Clay.
Yeah. Seems like this is the first time Gearson hasn't had something delivered back to town. Something heavier than ice.
All right, Burge, let's go.
Come on, open it up.
Glenn, take that side. I'll go down here.
You won't find anything in here, Sheriff.
For your sake, I hope you're right.
Don't anybody go for guns, or you'll die a little sooner.
Let me see your back.
That's close enough, Sheriff. Drop your gun, Bill. The pick. That large center block of ice, chip into it.
Full of silver ingots?
Like the Sphinx, I thought my secret was safe.
It was, up until now.
There's more over here, Clay.
That's right, Sheriff. A great deal more. Enough to retire for a lifetime in style. 2 lifetimes, matter of fact. You see, I'm meeting a very charming lady in Mexico. I can't waste much more time. Kelly, get that stuff loaded.
But what about afterwards?
Oh, afterwards, it's going to be very cold, but you ain't going to feel it, Verge.
I won't feel it.
Now, with the door shut, it's soundproof in here. Now, you're going to have to die sooner or later, Verge. Take a choice.
Please help me, Sheriff. I had nothing to do with this killing. Please help me.
Ain't no help, Verge. With you in a minute.
Well?
Well. Do you mean to say that you've had that in your trunk all the time?
You see, I thought it was important for me to prove myself as a lawyer. But I've discovered it's equally as important to prove myself as a woman.
Care for a postgraduate course?
Maybe. If I have time.
Time?
Yes. A friend of mine is arriving. Pemberton Brockway III. He's from home.
Army?
No. Military school. The uniforms are exciting, aren't they? You give up awfully easy.
Give up? I'm just wondering where I could get a uniform.
Some people don't need them.
Smarter, you look like you just lost your best friend.
Who needs friends? Hey, Quint. You don't happen to have a uniform, do you?
No, why? Hey, you aren't thinking of joining up, are you?
No.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, June 3, 1884.
How's business been tonight?
Glad we don't have to depend on this for a living.
What do you mean I've held up? I just found myself a silver mine worth millions, and I'm going to celebrate proud.
I'll take care of it.
Now, hand me one of them bottles. Now, that's fancy.
Give me the gun, Hal. Come on, hand it over.
I was just joking, Lily.
I know.
I'll take him to the sheriff.
He's gonna get some sleep.
I'm not finished celebrating.
You better watch out. The celebrating will finish you. Come on.
You mad at me, Lily?
No.
Still partners?
That was the agreement when I grub staked you.
And you're just as rich as I am. Why don't the two of us have just a tiny little... No?
No. You better get some sleep. Now, good night.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. June 4, 1884. The killing of miner Hal Swanson led to an immediate investigation by Clay Hollister, who had long suspected the person and motive behind such killings. In an effort to gain proof, he formulated a daring plan of action.
Vic? Here's that note for Tulsa Jack. You won't have any trouble finding him. He'll be in Skeleton Canyon working his diggings. After that, you better ride on fast. We expect to be in Tucson by Wednesday.
Where's your deputy headed?
Trial in Tucson?
No. I thought maybe you had a lead on the Hal Swanson killing.
Maybe I have.
Hey, wait a second. What's the story?
Well, you can tell your readers that I expect to arrest Swanson's murderer in the near future.
I always have that set up. No kidding. Have you really got a lead?
Yeah, I think so. I just don't like where it leads.
Well?
Harris, who would you say is the most popular, best-liked woman in Tombstone?
Nellie Cashman.
No, I mean outside of Nellie.
Well, Lily Murdoch, I guess.
That's right.
Well, what's that got to do with... Lily Murdoch? You're not serious.
I checked the records at the courthouse and the claims office last night. In the last 3 months, 4 miners have been killed and 2 others have disappeared. And all of them either grub-staked by Lily or with a will made out in her benefit.
Clay, Lily couldn't be mixed up in...
I just said she might be.
Well, there's no motive. Lily doesn't care a hang for money. Look what she gives to the Miners Protective and the Orphans Fund.
I know, but you've got to face the fact that 6 men either died or disappeared and Lily benefited.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go talk to her. You know, I've heard if you get a woman mad enough, she's just liable to tell the truth.
Oh, she'll get mad, all right. Clay.
Yeah?
Lily Murdoch has a lot of friends. A lot of power in town. Suppose, well, just suppose you do find out she's involved in these killings.
Well?
Do you suppose you could prove it before you got run out of town?
Looks all right, Matt. Anything else?
Whitehead's offered $55,000 on Swanson's claim.
We're not ready to discuss price on that yet.
That's what I told him, but he...
Come in. Well, Hollister, good morning.
Morning. I hope I'm not interrupting.
We just finished. The rest of it can wait, Matt.
Yes, Miss Murdoch.
Matt? Well, Sheriff, this visit social or official?
Official, ma'am.
We can be official and comfortable at the same time, can't we?
Yes, ma'am. Miss Murdoch, there's hardly a miner in Tombstone that you haven't grub-staked at one time or another. And when you do, you enter into a 50-50 partnership with him, don't you?
Well, that's customary, isn't it? May I offer you something, Sheriff?
Oh, no, thank you. If the miner should die, do you automatically inherit his half of the partnership?
Only if he wants it that way.
Like Hal Swanson?
Well, yes. I use the money to grub-stake other miners, or I give it to charity.
You've been very generous.
As far as I'm concerned, Sheriff, money has only one real value, and that's for people to use.
I see. Miss Murdoch, you're an intelligent woman. Haven't you any idea why I'm asking you all these questions?
To be perfectly honest, not the faintest.
The person who benefits from a murder usually expects to be questioned, even if he or she has nothing to do with it.
What do you mean?
Recently, 6 miners have either been murdered or killed in what appeared to be accidents. In each case, you benefited by the death.
Do you mean that you think that somehow I engineered these accidents or killings or whatever they were? Well, that's the silliest nonsense I ever heard of. How dare you accuse me?
I haven't accused you.
And you better not if you don't want to make a fool out of yourself.
Miss Murdoch, I once knew a man by the name of Asa Watkins. He was a...
Now, why should I do such a thing? I certainly have plenty of money.
Mr. Watkins didn't need any money either. He was the bank clerk in my hometown. Modest, obscure little man who never spent a dime on himself, but he loved to help other people. Gave generously to the church, sent kids through college, paid for operations, supported needy families. Everybody loved him. But after his death, it was discovered that during his lifetime, he'd embezzled more than $60,000 from the bank.
Get out of here. I said get out of here.
You see, Mr. Watkins wanted so much to be loved and admired that he became a thief.
Wait. I have a lot of friends in Arizona, Mr. Hollister. Some of them important, like the governor. Some of them not so important.
I realize that.
You've insinuated things here that you can't prove. But my position, my success here, depends on my reputation for honesty and fair play. If you do anything to damage that reputation, I'll turn you out of office and have you run out of town.
But at least we understand each other. Good day, Miss Lily.
Did you hear?
He can't prove anything.
He could start a lot of talk.
Who'd believe him?
There are always people ready to believe anything.
Well, what do we do?
Sailor still in town?
Saw him yesterday.
Good. Find Sailor.
Who is he?
Gunslinger by the name of Sailor.
What do you have against you?
He was for hire.
June 5, 1884. Clay Hollister had deliberately set out to arouse Lily Murdoch's wrath, and he had been successful. A few hours later, an attempt was made on his life.
If you're so sure Lily hired that fellow last night, why aren't you doing something about it?
I am.
What, for instance?
Waiting?
For her to try again?
Oh, for reinforcements. On his way to Tucson, my deputy was going to deliver a letter.
A letter? Who to?
Tulsa Jack. One of the few miners Lily never had to stake.
Why Tulsa?
I did a favor for him once. He's going to do one for me now, I hope.
Hooray, boys! I've struck it rich. Struck it rich. Well, boys, I've struck it rich. I've struck it rich. Hey, looky here. I don't nobody stampede but the drinks are on me. Old Tulsa Jack has struck it rich. Come on up, everybody. Come on up. Set 'em up, bartender. Set up the drink for all my friends and all them friends I never laid eyes on. Here's to me. Never had a dime of my own, and now look at me. 10,000 votes and plenty more where that come from. Have a drink, everybody. Come on, keep putting them up there, bartender.
After he's had a few more, bring him up to see Lily.
Well, just like any other creek I ever saw. Just, you could jump over it, you know. It's shallow water and a sandy bottom. And underneath the sand was all this silver. Been collecting there for hundreds of years. Hundreds, maybe thousands of years, you know. Sort of like in a pocket. And now it's in my pocket.
Where is all this, Tulsa?
In Skeleton Canyon, the other side of Charleston.
Oh? I thought your claim was,
Well, no, that's just it, Lily. You see, it wasn't my claim. I don't know who it belonged to, so I had to get the stuff out fast. Loaded what I could in the saddlebags and then hid the rest. What I put in your safe wasn't 1/5 of it. So tomorrow, I'm gonna take out horses, pack horses, and bring out the rest.
Well, that's wonderful, Tulsa. It couldn't happen to a nicer person.
You're sweet, too. It's about time you showed up. What I have to go through in the name of friendship.
You enjoyed every minute of it, and you know it.
Last night, yes, but not now. I wish them meadowlarks wouldn't sing so loud.
Well, there's some cover in those trees up there. Let's go. This ought to be good enough. How'd it go?
Well, I said everything you wrote me, and I made it sound good. But you're branding the wrong steer, Clay. Lily ain't no crook. She's nice.
Maybe.
Well, I know a good woman when I see one, I'll tell you.
Well, if your eyesight's so good, who's that coming up the trail?
Well, I'll be. Lily's boys.
You don't think they're riding out to Skeleton Canyon for their health, do you?
Well, them dirty...
You didn't tell them about the silver, did you?
Oh, no, just Lily. Like I said, looks like he was right. What do we do next?
I'm riding back to town. You stay out of sight. Tomorrow about noon, we're going to give Miss Lily Murdoch the shock of her life. Hop on.
The afternoon of June 7th, 1884.
Who's that? Tulsa Jack?
Yeah. He's been shot.
You! Get Doug Cunningham.
Matt, Sam, come in here.
What's the matter?
So Tulsa never showed up.
What are you talking about? Of course he didn't show up.
You're lying. What did you do with the silver?
I tell you, we didn't see any silver. Tulsa didn't show up.
I see. You decided to cut me out and split the silver between you.
Now, wait a minute. Now, look, Lily, put down that gun and listen to me. We didn't find any silver. Tulsa didn't show up.
Really? Then how come his horse just brought him in with a bullet in his back?
What?
Now, I'd give you just 5 seconds to level with me.
Look, Lily.
Your time is just about up. Who is it?
Hollister.
Come in. What do you want, Sheriff?
It's about Tulsa.
Matt's just been telling me he's been hurt.
He was shot in the back.
Oh, no. Is he?
He's in the hospital. He's holding on. He wants to see you.
Of course. I'll go right away.
You better come along, too.
What for?
You'll find out.
Lily.
Right here, Tulsa.
The doc says I ain't got a chance.
Now, that's nonsense, Tulsa. You're gonna be all right.
That silver in your safe is all I got. I want you to have it.
I'll keep it for you, Tulsa, till you're up and around again.
Tulsa. I want you to take a look at these men. Are they the ones that shot you?
Oh, now, what is this?
You loco? We never even seen him before.
Let him answer.
Yeah, them's the one.
He's lying.
Are you positive?
Yeah, they must have heard me talking to Lily.
You're under arrest.
Oh, now, wait a minute,
The victim
Sheriff.
identified you. That's enough for any jury. Turn around.
I'm not going to take this. It's a frame-up.
You want to make a statement?
I got plenty to talk about if it'll keep me from hanging.
Plenty to talk about who?
Never mind, Hollister. Take his guns. Put up your hands.
I underestimated you, Miss Lily. I didn't think you carried a gun.
Good thing I do. I couldn't afford to let Matt talk.
You were in back of these killings then. I was right.
You were right, Sheriff. Dead right. Take him out the back way.
Come on.
Will you join us in my jail, Miss Lily?
You can't prove anything. I've got influence, friends.
Friends have a way of deserting you when you stand trial for 5 or 6 murders. Let's go.
There you are, Tulsa. Keep it as a souvenir.
Really want to thank you for your help.
Well, somebody had to do the job.
It was your testimony convinced the jury.
Yeah, I know. But this town ain't gonna be the same without Lily. You know, she done an awful lot of good. Helped out a lot of folks when they needed it.
Well, what you say is true, but she also was responsible for a lot of killing, Tulsa.
I know, but she was a nice woman. She was an awful nice woman. I'm gonna miss her. We're all gonna miss her. Yeah, Lily was a nice woman. I don't care what you say, Lily was a darn nice woman. Yeah, she's pretty, too. And her hair, boy, and brother.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, November 9, 1883. A quiet, peaceful day. But Sheriff Clay Hollister wasn't lulled by the quiet. From experience, he knew it could be the quiet before a storm. And the storm was brewing a few miles away in the town of Quartz Hill, where Marshal Vern Fawcett was taking one of the notorious Holcomb brothers into custody.
All right, Holcomb. Up. I said up.
You sure you want me to do this, Marshal?
I'm sure. Now get up.
I'm going to make you a deal. You forget all about this. And don't worry about that tin horn that said I did the killing. I'll take care of him. And then I promise you, Marshal, on my honor, nothing will happen to you.
What are you talking about? Do you think...
I don't think anything, lawman. I know. You just don't go around locking up one of us Holcombs. Especially Braid Holcomb. Didn't you hear about that back in Tombstone?
Yeah, I heard about the Holcombs a long time ago. Now, let's go.
And you're just not acting real smart, Marshal. Are you?
We'll see. Now, move.
Once you lock me in that jail, you're a dead man. I'm not fooling with you. I'm telling you straight.
I'll take my chances. Now get in there.
You're not taking any chance. I just gave you the only one you're gonna get. Marshal! Open it. And fast! But you heard about the Holcombs. I warned you, nobody locks us up. And when they do, they gotta know more than you do. I'm gonna kill you, Marshal. Move.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. November 10, 1883. The news of the killing of Braid Holcomb by lawman Vern Fawcett had just hit the telegraph wires.
Morning, Harris. I guess the normal greeting for a newspaper editor is, any news?
When you're answering a sheriff, the reply usually is, it looks like there's trouble.
Uh-oh, what's that?
Dispatch from Quartz Hill. Vern Fawcett arrested Braid Holcomb. Holcomb apparently tried to escape. Vern killed him.
Oh. Killing anybody is unhappy business, even for a marshal in the line of duty.
It must be, because Vern turned in his badge yesterday. Quit cold.
Well, just because of the shooting?
Dispatch doesn't say. Just says that Holcomb's two brothers and their cousin are out gunning for Vern right now.
I didn't think Vern had run.
I don't know. They seem to think he's heading back to Tombstone.
I hope not. That could mean trouble for his family.
Yeah, family feuds come easy for gunslicks like the Holcombs.
And for some nice people, too, like the Fawcetts.
What do you mean?
Well, Vern's brother and father come to a boil a lot quicker than some people. And if the Holcombs start riding them...
Yeah, you're right.
I'd best go out and talk to Ben and Gabe.
Good. I'll go with you. My horse is down at the livery stable. Why don't you pick me up as you pass that... Didn't waste any time getting here, did they?
We're gonna waste less time leaving. Wait here, Harris. Hunk? Tip? I guess this must be the cousin, huh? You boys have come to town looking for trouble. You can stop right here.
You mean that bushwhacker Fawcett? Even he wouldn't be fool enough to come here. Everybody knows this is where his family lives.
Then why have you come to Tombstone?
We thought we might mind our own business. You ever try that, Sheriff?
Yeah, once that I can remember. Isn't that why two of you spent last spring in jail here?
Yeah. Put on 6-7 pounds. Just eating, doing nothing.
Well, you go right on doing nothing. Because if you do anything, you'll be lucky just to wind up in jail.
Sheriff, you'd be surprised just how lucky we can be.
You got until dark to clear out and stay out.
And if we don't?
Then your luck will have run out. You've got less than 5 hours.
Trouble?
Could be. I'm gonna ride out and see Gabe and Ben. I'll be back as quick as I can. You keep an eye on them, right?
Hey, it's the sheriff, Pa.
So it is. Haven't seen Clay in quite a while. Well, good seeing you.
Gabe, Ben?
You looking for something, Sheriff?
Oh, no, just noticing your haying. For just the two of you, you do a real good job. You know, if I had a spread like this, I'd quit my job so quick it'd make your head spin.
Maybe, maybe not. The lawman in our family don't feel that way.
Maybe Vern does. When was the last time you heard from him?
We got a letter last week.
Clay, there's something on your mind. What is it?
You don't know?
No, what?
Vern turned in his badge yesterday.
Do you know why?
All we know is that he quit his job right after he killed Braid Holcomb. And Braid's two brothers and his cousin are out after him.
You saying Vern yellered out?
I'm not saying anything.
You're sure hinting it, though.
Ben, please. You figured Vern came back, huh?
I just hope that he hadn't.
Don't worry. The Holcombs show their ugly faces around here, they'll get them blown clear off.
Holcombs are my problem, not yours, either of you. Is that clear?
Listen, if they come gunning for us or Vern, then the only thing
Don't get so all fired excited, Ben. You already seen the Holcombs?
They're around. And if Vern shows up, I want you to keep him out of sight.
You mean hide like he's scared? Maybe you think he is.
Clay, you're the law here, but you got to do something fast. If we get in trouble with the Holcombs, we'll blow them clear into the next county.
You remember, Gabe. I've warned you.
Come on up to the house and see if your brother's home.
they didn't even know what had happened. What about them?
They're still in the Alhambra.
They're stoking up on Dutch courage.
Yeah. Think there'll be trouble even if Vern doesn't show up?
Even if. I hope he's 1,000 miles away from here by now.
Something wrong? You two look like you've just seen a ghost.
Maybe we have. Name of Vern Fawcett?
Ex-Marshal Vern Fawcett had returned to Tombstone, and a welcoming committee comprised of the Holcombs was waiting for him just across the street.
The way you two jumped when I came in, I thought maybe I'd done something wrong.
You have, Vern.
Wrong? In resigning?
Coming back to Tombstone.
I put his horse out back, Clay.
Thanks.
Why? I've got as much right to be here in Tombstone as the next man, even more.
Maybe he doesn't know what happened since he quit.
You think they ran me off? The Holcombs?
Something did. What?
I'll tell you what. That star that you're wearing. A badge that gives one man the right to gun another one.
It also makes a very good target. Men get killed wearing it.
You shot men, Clay. I never did. You squeeze that trigger. You feel that gun jump in your hand. You watch a man as he crumbles, sprawls. Then you hear that rattle in his throat.
Vern.
Yeah?
The Holcombs are across the street right now, just waiting to get even. We're lucky they didn't see you when you rode up.
You mean you're letting them stay?
Not stay, just wait. Look, I don't like killing any more than you do. Killing or being killed.
Clay didn't want to do anything until he was sure you and your family were safe.
Where do you think you're going? Over there to face 3 guns? Are you prepared for that?
I'm going to ride out to the ranch. Maybe stop by and tell Sally I'm back.
Sally?
Sally Reed, my girl.
No, you're not. You're going out that back door and you're going to make tracks for Tucson.
Run out now when I know they're here?
I think that's what you want, too, Vern. Look, it happens to everybody one time or another. Something about seeing another man die makes you sick. But there's nothing to be ashamed of in getting buck fever.
No matter how I feel, I can't run out on Sally, or my dad, or my brother.
You're not running out, Vern.
You just ride to Tucson. Sit tight. I promise you I'll talk to Ben and Gabe and make them understand that you're doing it for their sake.
And if I won't?
And you're going into one of those cells. Protective custody.
Don't you mean you're going to have to put me in?
You want to make a break? Go ahead. Try it.
No. I can't, Clay.
All right. Now, once you get to Tucson, you wire me. You'll be back in Tombstone just as soon as the Holcombs leave.
Road to Tucson goes by the crossroads to their ranch.
I know it. I'll make sure that he goes right on past. I'm going to follow him. I'm going to talk to Gabe and Ben. And once they know that he's in Tucson, they may follow him. Until we're sure that the Holcombs really are gone. Oh, and if they start making trouble, try to stall them until I get back.
This is driving me wild. We just can't go on waiting here forever. Here's your gun, Pa.
Get your own gun cleaned. If he's not here by the time you're ready, the 2 of us are going into town. We're not going to let him face 3 guns all by himself. All right, let's go. We'll cut across to the back road.
The back road, Pa?
If they are waiting for Vern or us, I don't figure to ride into a trap.
You're right. Maybe surprise will help us when it's 2 against 3.
Could be 2 against 4 if that sheriff gets in the way. Nobody's going to hang around gunning for us or Vern. Come on.
Let's sit down. I'll go take a look.
Anything?
No. We're running out of time.
I thought you were so sure that tin badge would run out and tell his old man we were here.
If they're waiting for us, we're sure not going to disappoint them. One more drink and we'll start riding.
Gabe? Ben!
Check again. Gabe, get off the street.
Get a gun. Gabe, get back here. I'll cover you. Ben.
Looks like the Holcombs will be staying in town after all. She was alive.
You were right, Clay. Buck fever's like anything else. Give it the right medicine and it'll burn itself out.
Gabe! Well, how you two fellas doing?
Well, Ben's fine, just a little nick.
Huh? Doc Cunningham says I can throw this thing away pretty soon now.
Well, I got a fair exchange for you. I got one of these, says deputy. I'll trade it to you for that cane.
No thanks, Clay. I think I'll see how good I can do with a rope and a branding iron and Sally, if she'll so have it.
She better have you or the whole Fawcett tribe will come after her roaring for trouble.
All I ask is when she says yes, you tell me. The epitaph can use a social, civilized item for a change.
Well, so long.
All right.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Manitou, Geronimo's head warrior, the man commissioned by the chief of the Apache Nation to carry out his grim acts of violence. Tombstone, Arizona Territory. Early morning, July 26, 1884. The terror ended when Geronimo agreed to a truce in order to discuss a new peace treaty with the United States Army. The first stagecoach in many weeks left Tombstone for Bisbee as the stage line resumed its regular schedule. Mid-morning, Pocatilla Pass.
One or two will make the deeds of Geronimo look like the games of children.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Afternoon, July 26, 1884.
Hear that the Army's going to help us bury our dead. Sorry about your brother, Hopkins. You can't blame the...
Send this to Tombstone.
Anyone in particular?
For the man who writes newspapers.
Harris Clybourne. You know him?
Send it.
Sure. Sure. You want it to go just like this?
Send it.
You write pretty good English.
I was a prisoner of the army for 2 years. In the army, I also learned the speech of the wire. Send only what I write.
Who is this?
The chief of the white man.
Next time, we send message to him. You can have that picture if you want.
Captain, Clay wants to see you. He's in the epitaph office.
What's up?
Something about a telegram.
See me, Clay? Yeah, Mac. You ever hear the name Manitou?
Yeah, it's one of Geronimo's lieutenants.
Well, this is from Manitou. He's furious because I credited Geronimo with that stagecoach massacre.
He wants to meet you at noon today at the Johansson farm?
Yeah, Mac, can you tell us anything about him?
Well, nothing good. He's a fanatic. Jealous of Geronimo as head of the Apache Nation.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna meet him?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
The meeting will be under a flag of truce.
That won't mean much to Manitou.
But if he is jealous of Geronimo, he won't try anything against the man who can give him a little publicity.
Say, wait a minute. Maybe he wouldn't recognize me.
Yeah, and then again, maybe he might. He doesn't even know us.
Us?
Oh, yeah, I'll be back to pick you up in half an hour. And Mac, if we're not back by sundown, send out the cavalry and the undertaker.
Maybe they won't come.
They'll show. Been under observation for the last 2 miles.
I didn't see anyone.
You will.
Off your horses! I said off your horses. Surrender your guns. Follow me.
You come, and you do not bring the soldiers. This is wise.
We come in peace, but you take our guns.
We do not need guns for talk.
You got a rifle?
I can be trusted.
What do you want, Manitou?
Your white general will not sign peace with Geronimo. He will sign a peace treaty with me.
Geronimo is chief of renegade Apaches.
Geronimo is an old woman, not fit for ruling over sheep. He is no longer chief of the Apache. It is Manitou. Come. Look. And remember what you see. Write of it in your newspaper. Let the world know of the strength of Manitou. The reign of Manitou has begun. There will be no peace between the white man and the Apache unless your general meets with me. This is the word of Manitou.
Afternoon, July 26, 1884.
Joe? Any news from Montague? No, none of the patrols are back in yet. It'll take the Army a year to check every canyon between here and Fort Huachuca. Yeah, I know it. Why doesn't General Crook meet with Montague? There'll be more killings.
No, that's out of the question, Joe. You give in to Montague, it would encourage every other renegade Apache to follow in his footsteps.
So what do? Keep count of the dead and wonder when he's going to attack Tombstone?
Joe, I need some help. You got any sheet steel?
Sure. Scrap left over from a mining job I did.
Set it up against the wall, will you?
What have you got in mind?
Well, I've been kicking an idea around all morning. Let's see if it works.
Well, you've wasted your bullets and dented up my steel. Now what?
How much of this you got on hand?
A couple of sheets left over.
Can you get any more?
Well, I've got quite a stack of it at the Lucky Cuss mine. How much do you want?
Would it be possible to line a stagecoach with sheet steel?
A whole stagecoach?
That's right. Well, the lower half.
I guess so. But it wouldn't be practical. Make the coach so heavy you'd never get up any speed.
But it would stop bullets.
Well, there's no guarantee. There might be some weak spots and... Hey, what are you up to?
Here's a rough sketch of what I got in mind. There. The interior of the coach, the driver's well.
You're certainly no artist.
If I get you the steel and some men to help you, how long would it take you to do the job?
A couple of days.
Oh, no, I need this ready to roll by noon tomorrow.
Oh, that's impossible.
It's the only way I can think of to draw him out.
Montague?
That's right.
You give me the men and the steel. I'll get you your coach. Noon tomorrow.
McIntyre back yet?
No. What are you setting up?
Special edition. Giving the facts and figures on Montague.
Well, forget about it. I got something better for you, special edition. Write a big headline and a story announcing the arrival of General Crook in Tombstone. And say that he'll be leaving tomorrow aboard the stagecoach to meet with Geronimo and to sign the peace treaty.
Wait a minute,
And
Clay.
you add that you'll be aboard the stagecoach with the general as a special correspondent covering this historic occasion. Get it out as quick as you can.
Clay, I didn't see General Crook arrive.
Well, neither did I, but don't let that stop you from printing the story.
Just like that. Devote an entire edition of the epitaph to a fake story.
That's not a fake story. Call it bait for Montague, and we'll be ready if he takes it. I'll explain it to you later. Right now, I gotta see a blacksmith about an iron stagecoach.
Good. Iron stagecoach.
Read what the white man says of Manitou. Read!
General Crook has come to Tombstone. Tomorrow at noon, he takes a coach. And he will talk peace with Geronimo.
Geronimo!
He does not mention your name.
Geronimo! Tomorrow, we ride. General Crook will meet with Manitou. But there will be no peace.
Well, here it is. The heaviest, clumsiest, most impractical stagecoach in the world. Solid steel, with doors to match.
Watch this.
Safe and snug as a baby in its cradle. I got up this idea all by myself. Well, what do you think?
Ingenious.
I'll drive. You and Harris and my deputy will ride inside. Then it's up to Manitou.
If he attacks.
Oh, he'll attack. The chance of assassinating both General Crook and this double-crossing editor here will be a temptation that he won't be able to resist.
When does the general arrive?
He doesn't. I'm counting on you to impersonate him.
Gentlemen, I never turned down a promotion.
I've got a personal score to settle with Montague. My brother.
Glad to have you with us.
Up, Rowdy!
Wait till I get closer. Now! Manitou! Tell your men to surrender. Not a very pretty sight, even when you win.
Quite a mob down at the livery stable.
Yeah?
Hoskins is charging 2 bits a head for a close look at the iron coach. Are you going to have it dismantled?
Uh-uh.
Well, you won't have any need for it now that Geronimo signed that peace treaty.
Yeah, but the stage company says we can keep it in mothballs just in case Geronimo changes his mind.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for Monitu's name.
It's in there. He wanted recognition. I've given it to him. On page 4 in the obituary column.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where